and we find a land drop, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah, here comes the Dark Knight Greatsword. I will happily pay 3 life because we will be gaining 6 life. And now we have a Death Toucher as a blocker, even have this 1/1 hero token. It's definitely going to have to sacrifice itself as a chump blocker, but yeah, that was just an absolute beatdown for the opponent. I mean, they did find 3 of their chocobos in literally the top 10. Pretty crazy, but we were able to remove all of them, so removal cards coming in really clutch right there. And I'm telling you guys, this Dark Knight Greatsword, just being able to pay 3 life and equipped it right away, so nice. And I mean, look at that, we're up to 21, and we warped this guy out, so we lost 2 life for that, and we even paid 3 life for the Dark Knight Greatsword as well. So yeah, absolute beatdown right there. And I mean, this is amazing. He is forced to double block our Sunset Saboteur, so you're losing both your elves. Well, never mind. This one could get up to 7, I believe. Ooh, but he spreads it out. So yeah, you're losing both your elves. And we find a land drop, which is nice, so we can get down the Acolyte. And then, yeah, he is forced to block this guy. We do have to put a counter on one of them. I forgot that. Oh, but we can't pay the ward cost. That is so funny. Let's absolutely go. Oh my goodness, guys. His own Innkeeper's Talent preventing us from paying the ward cost. That you absolutely love to see. And again, he is forced to block our Sunset Saboteur because he was right at 7. We get to flip Cecil right now. We get to draw a card. Man, life is good. Create a 2/2. And yeah, we can just equip the Dark Knight Greatsword probably to this one to give it +3. So this one will be dealing 4 damage. This guy's dealing 4 damage. Cecil is dealing 4 damage. This landfall deck, meta deck right now, absolutely fried them. This little chicken right here, tasty little chicken wing is what he is to me. Hey there, neighbor, and welcome to another MTG Arena Standard video. I realized lately I actually haven't played many decks with any black cards in them, so I thought what better way to play a black deck than by going with a purely mono black deck. We're going evil today. I got my the Evil Eye of Sauron shirt, so I'm feeling kind of evil myself as well. And yeah, like I said, today's deck, it's called the Speed of Dark because we're going fast. It's a little bit of a mono black aggro deck, and it's playing quite a few new cards as well. I'll get into them in a second, but we have Cecil, the Dark Knight. For 1 mana, you get a 2/3 with Death Touch, which, you know, really good stats right there. And then if we can get the opponent's life total, if our life total is at 10 or less, we get to transform Cecil into Cecil Redeemed Paladin. Then he becomes a 4/4 with lifelink, which is pretty nice. We're playing with the Dark Confidant as well. For 2 mana, we get a 2/1, and at the beginning of our upkeep, we draw an extra card and we lose life equal to its mana value. So, of course, you kind of hope to pull the lands from the top so then you don't lose any life whatsoever. And we're also playing with the Qarsi Revenant. For 3 mana, you get a flying, death-touching, life-linking vampire. That's a 3/3, and he has the renew mechanic where if he is in the graveyard, we can spend 3 mana, exile this card from our graveyard, and then we can apply those counters to another one of our creatures, so then they get flying, death touch, and lifelink as well, which is pretty nice. And then a few new creatures we're looking at, and all of them are from the new Edge of Eternity set. We're playing quite a few creatures from Edge of Eternity. The first one is the Acolyte. For 4 mana, you get a 4/4 human cleric with lifelink, so that's pretty nice. And then it says whenever 1 or more creatures we control deals damage to a player, you get to draw 1 card and lose 1 life, which is pretty good. And he has the Void mechanic where at the beginning of our end step, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn, or a spell was warped out this turn, we get to create a 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token. So I think this guy will be able to put in quite a bit of work. And then that one thing that pairs really nicely with the Acolyte's Void mechanic, or if you warp a creature in, is this Timeline Culler. For 2 mana, you get a hasty 2/2 creature, which is really good. And you can actually warp him out for 1 black mana, and by paying 2 life yourself, you can warp them out, so then you get a 2/2 with haste. Of course, warp mechanic, at the end of your end step, those creatures go into the exile zone, kind of, and you can play them from the exile zone later on for their mana cost. This guy does only cost 2 mana, so you'll be able to play him really cheaply. And then what's also really nice is if the opponent does kill this creature, we may cast him from our graveyard using his warp ability. So for 1 black mana and then paying 2 life, we can play him from the graveyard, which is really nice. It reminds me a little tiny bit of the Tenacious Underdog, if you guys remember that card. I have a feeling this guy's a little bit like him as well. And again, that warp mechanic, really, really nice. And we don't really mind paying too much life. Just because it would be pretty nice to flip Cecil. And then finally, the last creature we have, and this card art looks so funny. I'll try and zoom in for you guys. Look at this guy's face. Like, his eyes look so funny. It looks like he's just experiencing just pure bliss right now. This guy is in another dimension. But yeah, the Sunset Saboteur for 2 mana. You get a 4 power, 1 toughness creature with Menace. So really, really nice stats right there as well, because Menace, of course, the opponent needs 2 creatures to block him. And he has built-in ward. If they want to target this creature, they have to discard a card, which is pretty nice. And then whenever this creature attacks, we do have to put a 1/1 counter on a target creature that our opponent controls, but I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. And yeah, he is also a new card from the Edge of Eternity set. And then a little bit of removal that we're packing is Strategic Betrayal, 3 copies of it. Opponent gets to exile a creature they control and then exile their graveyard. So that's really nice against any cheesy graveyard strategies. Bitter Triumph, one of the better removal cards in Standard right now. You can either discard a card or pay 3 life. And again, we don't really mind paying 3 life too much, to an extent, of course. But yeah, Bitter Triumph, destroy target creature or planeswalker. And then we're also trying out Tragic Trajectory for 1 black mana. A target creature gets -2/-2, but it also has the Void mechanic where if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn, or if we warp something in, then we can give a creature -10/-10, which basically gets rid of everything in Standard. So another new card from the Edge of Eternity that we're trying out. And then finally, last little bit of removal, but it has quite a bit of different versatility as well, is the Archenemy's Charm for 3 black mana. We get to choose 1 option. At instant speed, exile a target creature or planeswalker. We get to return 2 creature cards from our graveyard to our hand, or we can put 2 +1/+1 counters on a target creature we control, and it gains lifelink until the end of the turn. So I think Archenemy's Charm, I'm pretty excited to try it out. There's a few other charms in Standard as well, but yeah, Archenemy Charm I think fits really nicely in the mono black package. And then finally, the last card that we're playing with is the Dark Knight Greatsword from the Final Fantasy set for 3 mana. It is a equipment. It does have job select, so you get to create a 1/1 creature token, and then you immediately get to attach this artifact to it, and that creature gets +3/+0, and it's a knight in addition to their other types as well. And what I really like about the Dark Knight Greatsword is it doesn't have your traditional, pay 1, 2, or 3 mana to equip this piece of equipment. What you actually have to do is you have to pay 3 life. And you can only do that once per turn, but being able to just kind of instantly equip it to whatever other creature you want, can be a creature that already is on the battlefield so that it doesn't have summoning sickness. That I think is a really, really nice ability for it. And like I said, we don't really mind if our life total gets down too low, just because if we can flip Cecil, then we get a 4/4 life linking body. We have Archenemy's Charm that can give our creature 2 +1 counters and lifelink, so we can gain some life that way. The Qarsi Revenant has a built-in lifelink, as well as the Acolyte as well, built-in lifelink. So that is the mono black kind of aggro deck that we're running with today. It's the Speed of Dark. We're running just 22 lands because it's not the most expensive curve out there. I mean, we do have 1 4-drop and a couple of 3-drops, but I mean, most of the stuff is 1 or 2 mana. So I think 22 lands is a good amount. So let's just jump into some games, see how the deck does. All right, guys, opponent goes first, but we have Cecil on turn 1, and then we have Timeline Culler. After that, we have a little bit of removal, and we even drew the Dark Knight Greatsword. I think that combo just pairs so nicely with Cecil. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Opponent on some Gruul action, Innkeeper's Talent. They might be looking to go with some pretty thick counters. But yeah, we'll just get Timeline Culler out, smack the opponent for 4. We're down to 18. And next turn, I think we'll just equip the Dark Knight Greatsword, and I think we might be able to flip. No, never mind. We're not going to be able to flip Cecil. So opponent has the Hired Claw that is now a 2/3. We could get rid of it with Bitter Triumph. I think we'll do that. We'll do it like that. We'll go ahead and pay 3 life. We can pay for the ward 1. And then we can swing in. Boop bap. So we're down to 13. And then next turn we can pay 3 life. So we'll go down to 10. We will lose another 2 life from Cecil. So we'll be down to 8. Of course, opponent might have a blocker. They're going with the Manifold Mouse. They do get to put a counter on him. So he is also up to a 2-3. And yeah, we don't have any bit of removal. And this says, whenever Cecil deals damage. Okay, so we need to be at 10. We'll do it like this. We'll go with the Dark Knight Greatsword. And then we will just equip it right away to the Timeline Culler. So we are right at 10 right now. We're not losing Cecil, and I think we'll be able to flip him right now. I think the opponent missed a land drop last turn. And do they even want to block? They do choose to block Cecil. But that still counts as dealing damage, so we lose 2 life. And he does have Death Touch, so their Manifold Mouse dies. And, I mean, we have Cecil flipped right now. He is a 4-4 with lifelink. Our Timeline Culler is a 5-2, and we have this 1-1 token that we created. So, yeah, I think the opponent also playing a pretty aggressive deck as well with the Hired Claw, Manifold Mouse. A little bit interesting that they're playing Innkeeper's Talent, but, I mean, they have just been on the back foot the entire game, and I don't really know what they might have. Like I said, they did miss a land drop last turn. Is a little bit unfortunate for them. They might be looking to remove our Cecil, but I mean, he's down to 7 life. And yeah, next turn we can just get out the Qarsi Revenant. Yeah, see, he doesn't have enough mana to pay for the kicker cost. He could, of course, have 2 Burst Lightnings, but I mean, if he's wasting it on Cecil, then yeah, this is 6 damage. We actually had the opponent because we could just warp this guy out. We don't even need to warp him out. We could just play him for 2 and he has haste. So yeah, GG. All right, guys, we get to go first. We have a bunch of removal in our hand, basically all of our removal cards, as well as Dark Confidant and the Acolyte. So looks like it might be a mono white life gain. This is only at sorcery speed. I guess we go ahead and get rid of him right now. Hopefully next turn he just plays 1 creature as well. We could go with Strategic Betrayal. So this is really nice. They get to choose which creature they exile, but since he only has 1, it's basically targeted removal. And then, yeah, we did get to exile his graveyard. Not sure how much he is looking to bring his creatures back, but there's definitely a few cards in white that can bring some creatures back. I think right now let's get down Dark Confidant. We missed a land drop, which is a little bit unfortunate. We will attack with Cecil. Deal 2 damage to the opponent. Deal 2 damage to ourselves. And we do have 2 pieces of removal. They do have quite a bit of life gain right here. Authority lets them gain some life as well. But he didn't actually gain any life this turn, so that's pretty nice. Hopefully we can find a land with the Dark Confidant. We do. So how do we want to do this? This just gives -2/-2. Yeah, we'll just remove his creatures. He could, of course, have the 1 mana protection spell. Not 100% sure what it's called. And you know what we're going to do? We're actually just going to pay 3 life to get rid of his Sanctifier. And then we'll be able to flip Cecil this turn. So he could, of course, have Elspeth's Smite. It's Virtue to create a 2/2. That's fine, though. That is fine, because we're flipping Cecil no matter what. And opponent has just 1 card in hand. You're losing that token that you just created. So I'm actually fine. Losing the Dark Confidant would have been nice to draw a little bit more. Oh, please don't have a Sheltered by Ghosts. We've used all of our removal. Okay, it's not, thankfully. Yeah, honestly, I don't know how much I want to play any creatures, because that will start growing a Johnny's Pridemate. So we're just going to attack with Cecil. We'll gain 4 life ourselves. And I I mean, I guess we will get this guy down. He does come in tapped. That will grow their Ajani's Pride Mate. But, I mean, we have a life-linking creature. Oh, that one, they do get to put a +1, but I don't know how often. Do they have to attack for that? No. You don't have to attack for that. Ooh, but he gives up. I really don't know why. That is a little bit strange because he get a bit of +1 on both these creatures. I mean, we could attack with both these. Cecil does give this guy indestructible then, so that is 8 damage right there. He could, of course, put his Ajani's Pride Mate in the way, but yeah, he was also empty-handed, so yeah, I guess our removal spells came in pretty clutch there as well. And again, game number 2, and we flip Cecil again, so GG. All right, guys, we get to go first, and again, we start with Cecil in our opening hand. This could be the Final Fantasy set release, because it's the Cecil show so far, but hey, I'm not complaining. Going first is also really nice. Have a one removal card in our hand. Maybe we'll get down the Sunset Saboteur. So Azorius from the opponent. So they might be playing quite a few board wipes. So we might have to go kind of quickly. The cargo ship. That doesn't do anything. I think for right now, again, like I said, we might be walking into a board wipe, but the whole point of our deck, and I should have actually warped this guy out. That's my bad. But yeah, opponent down to 12. We're down to 16 ourselves. I do really like that these guys have Menace. That's really nice. Does the opponent have a split up? No, they are a Simulacrum Synthesizer deck. So this turn, I don't think they're actually going to have any Construct token enter. And I mean, we're doing... Oh, we got them. We actually have 12 damage on board right now. If he doesn't have a blocker or any instant speed removal, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. We even had a piece of removal as well. Wow. This really is the speed of dark. GG. And this turn, I mean, not this turn. This game, we even finished the opponent before we even got down. I mean, technically, we're dealing 2 damage to ourselves, so we're at 12. But yeah, we're able to finish off the opponent before we're even able to flip Cecil. So... yeah, beat a Simulacrum Synthesizer deck. That's always feel good. Feels good moment. It's game 3. I don't know how long I've been recording already, but yeah, it's been really, really quick. Quick matches. GG. All right, guys. Opponent gets to go first. I'll keep this hand. 3 lands is really nice. See a crack land from the opponent. I always think they are playing a landfall deck then. I mean, it is a really popular deck right now, but we're just going to stick with our game plan. We're going to go ahead and warp out the Timeline Culler and smack the opponent for 2. Next turn, we can get down the Sunset Saboteur. And, I mean, yeah, you guys, I think I'm going to be in the way of this. Let me move myself. Look at this guy's face. It looks so funny. Looks so funny. All right, let's put this one back. Where was I? I think it was around here. Yeah, good enough. All right. Yeah, opponent got a blue land, so Simic colors. Do they have a counter spell? Didn't look like it. Get the Greatsword down next turn. Yeah, I think we'll actually do that. Let's get the Greatsword down. Does the opponent have a counter spell? Not sure. They could, of course, have a bounce spell. But they do have to discard a card. And yeah, they had nothing, so get to punch in for 7 damage right there. They go with a Smuggler Surprise, so yeah, they're trying to just combo off with the Calamity, Galloping Inferno, and the Railway Brawler. So pretty cool deck from the opponent. I mean, part of me wants to go with the Archenemy Charm. Can put 2 counters on this guy. I think we win then, right? Oh, we're 1 damage short then. We'll have them at 9. I still think we do it, though. So we're going to put 2 counters on this guy. So we're gaining 9 life. And yeah, the opponent is down to 1. Oh, we're so close. That's fine. And I mean, this guy does have Menace, so he needs 2 creatures to block. And we just need 1 point of damage coming through. Devastating Onslaught. Oh, did he just get us there? Wow. Okay, opponent got us. Pretty cool combo. Oh, we were 1 damage short. That's too bad. Is there a different way we could have played that out? I honestly don't think so, because we played Timeline Culler on turn 1, I'm pretty sure. So I think the opponent got to go first, right? Yeah, because they played Crackland. So I think if we went first there, I think we would have gotten them. But yeah, pretty neat combo from the opponent. If you guys haven't seen it, Railway Brawler, whenever another creature enters, you get to put plus X counters on it, where X is its power, and then Devastating Onslaught basically creates 2 tokens of this one. So I think this one underneath, I thought this one would be a 10/10. But yeah, he has 2 20/20 creatures, so yeah, GG to the opponent. All right, guys, we get to go first. I'll keep this hand. I mean, going first is nice with a 3-lander. Don't think we can turn it down. It can get Sunset Saboteur down, and then maybe even the Dark Knight Greatsword. Ooh, landfall deck. You hate to see that. I'm so tired of seeing this little chocobo. And it's here for like another couple of years, so sadness. But it's all good. It's all good. Ooh, Innkeeper's Talent. He can't level it up right away, so I think we do have to remove this creature right away. Okay, Cecil was an amazing draw. We will pay 3 life for that. And then Cecil just being 1 mana for a 2/3 with Death Touch. Absolutely love it. And then next turn we will get down the Dark Knight Greatsword. If we draw a land, maybe we go with the Acolyte. These Chocobos not having Trample is nice, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a land drop into the Hydra. We don't. We see a land drop into the little elf. Does he have another creature? It's just another Innkeeper's Talent. But again, he gets to put 2 counters on that one. Ooh, a little bit scary. We miss a land drop, so we will go with the Dark Knight Greatsword. And then we will just equip it to the Sunset Saboteur right away. And then Cecil is for sure going to punch in. Are you going to block? Nope, because you would lose your little elf. We do go down to 12, but we have a 7/7 with Menace. Another elf, so he's missing his big payoffs. Could see Mr. Bill come down right now. He's just going to level him up right away. And, I mean, this is amazing. He is forced to double block our Sunset Saboteur, so you're losing both your elves. Well, never mind. This one could get up to 7, I believe. Ooh, but he spreads it out. So, yeah, you're losing both your elves. And we find a land drop, which is nice, so we can get down the Acolyte. And then, yeah, he is forced to block this guy. We do have to put a counter on one of them. I forgot that. Oh, but we can't pay the ward cost. That is so funny. Let's absolutely go. Oh, my goodness, guys. His own Innkeeper's Talent preventing us from paying the ward cost. That you absolutely love to see. And again, he is forced to block our Sunset Saboteur because he was right at 7. We get to flip Cecil right now. We get to draw a card. Man, life is good. Create a 2/2. And yeah, we can just equip the Dark Knight Greatsword probably to this one to give it +3. So this one will be dealing 4 damage. This guy's dealing 4 damage. Cecil is dealing 4 damage. This landfall deck, meta deck right now, absolutely fried them. This little chicken right here, tasty little chicken wing is what he is to me. So yeah, Dark Knight Greatsword, equipped to this one. Could have also equipped him to Cecil. We would be gaining a bunch of life then. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get the Timeline Culler down, and we'll get another Sunset Saboteur down. And yeah, this guy just stood no chance whatsoever. No chance whatsoever. Because again, he's forced to block one of these guys. And we were going to attack him with this guy as well. So technically, if he chose to block that one, he could keep his Traveling Chocobo. But yeah, if he chooses to block any of these creatures right here, he's losing his Chocobo. And I mean, yeah, this is another 10 damage. This guy has haste, so another 12 damage getting through. And again, all the damage we did to ourselves was just equipping the Dark Knight Greatsword. I think we paid 3 life with Bitter Triumph, but again, you guys saw we were able to flip Cecil last turn. If we didn't pay the 3 life, then we would not have been right at 10. So yeah, we were right at 10, flipped Cecil, and then we lost 1 life and drew a card because we attacked in with this guy, so we went down to 9, and we just equipped the Dark Knight Greatsword. So that's how we ended up at 6. But yeah, this Chocobo Landfall deck, I'm going to do it to him, guys. Keep your backhand strong. Bap. Landfall this, baby. GG. All right, guys, opponent goes first, but again, we'll try this hand. Ooh, this one. Oh, they might be that, with the Might. I know the Might deck. I played it just myself the other day, or I released a video on it the other day. They might be Gruul. looking to go with the Might and then a bunch of pump spells. They pump up the Might, and then the Might can transfer its power over to the C-Note Scout. No, it's just Bristly Bill, so it might be Landfall. I don't know how much I actually want to go with the Saboteur then. I mean, can use him as a blocker for toughness is pretty nice, and then next turn we can get the Qarsi Revenant down. The turn after that, we can get another Qarsi Revenant down as well, and then we'll have 2 Death Touchers that can block for us. Playing against Van Leiden. It's a pretty nice town in the Netherlands. Alright, opponent does have a land drop. It's not a crack land, thankfully. They go with a Summon Fenrir. They go with a Summon Fenrir. And who do they choose to pump up? Probably the C-Note Scout would be my guess. Makes no sense pumping up Fenrir because you just lose him in 2 turns. You just lose him in 2 turns. Yeah, he goes with the C-Note Scout. Do we take the trade? I think I'm okay. Taking 3 damage. Got another guy, but yeah, we're just going with the Qarsi Revenant, and then we will just attack with these 2. We'll put the counter on Summon Fenrir, because like I said, he's going to lose that creature anyway in a few turns, so... And I mean, yeah, he can choose to block Cecil right now, but then you lose Fenrir right now. So then the next creature that enters, you don't get any counters from him. So yeah, a little bit awkward for the opponent. The Menace is really, really nice because there's no way he wants to put Bristly Bill in the way. So yeah, that's 4 damage getting through right there. If he does choose to block Bristly Bill and summon Fenrir, of course we choose to take out Bristly Bill. So yeah, opponent thinking about it a little bit. He's thinking about it a little bit. I mean, if we lose Cecil this turn, it's not the end of the world because next turn we'll have 4 mana. And again, we can go with another Qarsi Revenant and get down another Cecil. So still lose 2 life for that. So opponent is winning the health battle right now. But I mean, we have the Revenant that can fly over the top. And they are a landfall deck. Took them a while to find their Chocobo. It doesn't have trample though, so yeah, I think having a Cecil down as a Death Toucher will be quite nice. But the UFO, oh, that does have flying. That is unfortunate. But at least it's not very strong right now. He does choose to put a counter on the UFO. That's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. On that one, do we just take the trade right now? He gets a double landfall trigger from that. More counters from Bristly Bill. Yikes. All right, I think we do have to take out that C-Note Scout. All right, we will definitely block that one. So you lose your C-Note Scout. We can get some value from our guy later on. Tragic Trajectory is actually amazing. We'll get rid of Bristly Bill. He is just providing way too much value right now. And then we'll get down the Revenant, and then I think we do just attack. He just has 1 card in hand. Well, this actually maybe wasn't the best. I forgot that guy had to give a creature counters. But again, if he wants to double block, he will lose his Chocobo, which is a little bit of a threat right now. He just takes the damage, so he is down to 10. Hopefully he doesn't have another Bristly Bill. It's a Soulstone Sanctuary. It's going to have that one become a creature. And is it another Order or Ordeal? What was that card called? Does he not have it in exile? He does. I mean, for sure, I'm going to block the choke. Well, I mean, it doesn't have trample. So, honestly, I think I'd get rid of the UFO. And then we can get Cecil down. Cecil has Death Touch. Cecil does have Death Touch. Get this guy down. You know what? I'm actually just going to give this guy Flying, Lifelink, and Death Touch. And I'll give your Soulstone Sanctuary a +1. I don't mind. You're down to 6. And I think we actually have the opponent next turn because we can give our Cecil Flying. I doubt they can do 17 damage with just 1 card in hand. So, yeah, GG. GG, buddy. Yeah, so, you know, that's fine. Because, yeah, he doesn't have any blockers. Or, I should rephrase that. He definitely does have a few blockers, but nothing with reach, nothing with flying. And this is, yeah, 6 damage. In the air. And opponent sees it. So, GG von Leider. Say dick-a-dooey. Alright, guys, opponent goes first. We'll try this hand. We haven't gotten the Acolyte down today, so maybe he'll have some time to shine. Another landfall deck, so here the removal cards will be quite nice. Another Chocobo with a crack land, so that's nice that they get rid of that one right away, but they don't double crack it, so that is pretty smart from them. But yeah, that's 2 Chocobos down. In the top 8, they have 2 of those, so hopefully the last 2 Chocobos are all the way right here. Let's go even more. I hope they're right there. You don't need any more Chocobos. These next few cards are just going to... Oh. Alright, I can't complain because, I mean, we just went removal, removal, removal. So, opponent might scoop it up now. Because that is really frustrating. But, we will go ahead and start applying some pressure, even though we do take 2 damage for that. I think he missed a land drop, so he might have to crack this land right now, which you love to see, so they don't get any value from playing this land onto the battlefield. And then next turn we will have the Revenant come down, and then honestly we might just equip the Greatsword to him, and then we will have +3, so we'll be able to gain 6 life each turn, and we'll have a flyer. He plays a elf that you love to see. So yeah, we are going with the game plan that I just laid out. He finds Mr. Bill and a land, but I don't think he'll be able to keep up. And we find a land drop, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah, here comes the Dark Knight Greatsword. I will happily pay 3 life because we will be gaining 6 life. And now we have a Death Toucher as a blocker. Even have this 1/1 hero token. It's definitely going to have to sacrifice itself as a chump blocker. But yeah, that was just an absolute beatdown for the opponent. I mean, they did find 3 of their Chocobos in literally the top 10. Pretty crazy, but we were able to remove all of them, so removal cards coming in really clutch right there. And I'm telling you guys, this Dark Knight Greatsword, just being able to pay 3 life and equipped it right away, so nice. And I mean, look at that. We're up to 21, and we warped this guy out, so we lost 2 life for that. And we even paid 3 life for the Dark Knight Greatsword as well. So yeah, absolute beatdown right there, and it is against a kind of meta deck right now. The landfall deck is really up there, so GG. Alright guys, opponent goes first, but I like our hand. Again, we have Cecil into either Dark Confidant or the Sunset Saboteur, and we have the Dark Knight Greatsword playing up against a Dimir deck, so they might have quite some removal spells. Dark Confidant might be nice for some card draw. And opponent is going to flash in the Flood Pit Drowner. That's fine. So we will get out Dark Confidant. Dark Confidant. See what the opponent wants to do. Say no blocks from us. Tragic Trajectory could get rid of this guy. Oh, he's going to do nothing. That's fine. And did the opponent miss a land drop? Potentially. Drew 2 cards. One of them from Dark Confidant. It was a land, so we lose no life for that, which is really nice. And do we get down the Dark Knight Greatsword? I think we'll get down the Sunset Saboteur, and then we'll look to... Well, Tragic Trajectory is only at sorcery speed. Could warp out the Timeline Culler. Let's go ahead and do that. Warp this guy out. And we can play him from our graveyard, so if he dies, I do not mind. opponent. We're waiting for the opponent right now, so there definitely is something he can do. Is it another Flood Pit Drowner? It is. He's going to tap the Timeline Culler. I'm not sure that was the correct play because we're losing him right now. We're not losing him. He's going into the exile zone, so that's fine. Spyglass Siren, and I think next turn we'll just go with Dark Knight Greatsword. And ooh, opponent missed another land drop, it seems like. Gonna crack the map token to find not a land, so they probably bin that one. And they are all tapped out, that you love to see, so big no blocks from us. Draw an extra card. Oh, those creatures have vigilance, that's really nice for them. So I guess we will just Tragic Slip the Spyglass Siren, and then we will get down the Dark Knight Greatsword. And we will go ahead and pay 3 life to this guy. And then we will just attack with everyone. I think we'll keep the Dark Confidant back. Put a +1 on this guy. And then actually if he lets Cecil get through, I mean, we do lose 2 more life. But we do get to transform him. So now we have a 4/4. We do have a 4/4. Opponent does hit their land drop, so good for them. And it is a Preacher of the Schism. Another Dark Confidant. We lose 2 life for that. Ooh, so we're actually losing quite a bit of life right now. Could get this guy down. And then we could pay 3 life. So we go down to 2, but then we'll gain 7. I think we will do it like that. And then we will just attack with everyone. These creatures do gain Indestructible. And you will lose your Preacher of the Schism. We gain 7 life for that. But we lose 1. And draw a card. So we have quite a bit of card draw, which has been really nice. We find the Archenemy Charm. Opponent looks to remove our Acolyte. Draw a card. Lose 2 more life. That's so we are getting really, really low. We could pay 3 life. How do we do this? We need to keep this one so we have 3 mana available. Could warp these 2 guys out. First things first, let's... You know what? Let's equip this guy. See what he wants to do. And then we will go to attack steps. Enduring Curiosity. So we could remove it. 9, 10, 11, 12. That would be 12 damage we're dealing to the opponent. I think we'll do that. Oh, and I think it says exile as well, right? Exile target creature, so it actually doesn't come back as the enchantment side, which is really nice. We gain 4 lives ourselves. We do lose a life for that. And next turn, this is sorcery speed. I mean, I think we got him next turn. Get to create another colorless token. So yeah, life total, again, we went down pretty low, but we have enough creatures with lifelink. And the reason I didn't equip the Dark Knight Greatsword to him, I think this guy should have a removal card. He should definitely have some targeted removal, shoot the sheriff, something like that. So I was worried if we paid the 3 life to equip it to the Acolyte, he would just remove him. So that is why I put it there. And then we could have used the Archenemy Charm to give this guy 2 more counters in lifelink, but I think exiling the Enduring Curiosity a little bit more important. They're using that for their card draw. And yeah, I don't really see how the opponent gets out of this situation. So we beat a pretty good Dimir deck right now. We beat a really good Dimir deck, I would say. I'm not sure it's a meta deck, but it is a really good deck, and they do play quite a few cheap creatures as well. And yeah, opponent had enough. Like I said, if they did have Deadly Cover-Up, that's 5 mana right there. That would use all their mana to Deadly Cover-Up. We could just warp these 3 guys out. So even if they played a land and they had a 1 mana kill spell, we could have gotten these 3 creatures out. All of them have haste. And yeah, we actually don't need to pay 2 life because we would have had 3, 6. We would have had 7 mana, so we could just pay 2 naturally without having to pay any life. Pay 2 naturally without having to pay any life. These 2 have haste, and then we could have warped this guy out from the graveyard for just 1 mana and 2 life. So yeah, GG. All right, guys, we get to go first. We have Cecil in our opening hand, a little bit of removal, Timeline Culler, Qarsi Revenant when we get up to 3 mana, so I like this a lot. I like this a lot. Opponent, Orzhov colors. They get the Infestation Sage down, so they are the Sephiroth Sacrifice deck, so we'll just try and go, gotta go fast, as Sonic the Hedgehog says. Do lose 2 life each turn Cecil attacks. They got the Vengeful Blood Witch. We'll go ahead and remove that creature this turn because he is pretty annoying. And then we will get the Sunset Saboteur. Go ahead and get rid of your Vengeful Blood Witch. We do lose 1 life for that. But again, we'll just punch in with these 2. You lose your Infestation Sage. And then, it's so sad that this is only at sorcery speed. The Line Breaker, that's fine. Oh, and he doesn't shock that one in, so opponent a little bit worried about his life total. If he wants to target this creature, he will have to discard a card, which I do really like. So that's pretty nice. And then we could remove both of his creatures right now. No, never mind, because this one comes back with a counter on it. So we'll just get the Revenant down, and we will just attack with these 2. So losing another creature, and I mean, this one does get to replace itself, but I'm pretty sure you want to be gaining that value when you have a creature that can ping us. Of course you have Raise the Past, because why wouldn't you? But that's fine. We will Tragic Trajectory this guy. And then I think we will honestly just attack with everyone. It's the game plan, just be as aggressive as possible. You're going to double block. If you do, that's fine. So you're losing all your creatures. And guys, I am a little bit worried that this guy might have another Raise the Past. So we will go with Strategic Betrayal right now. So you're not getting any of those creatures back, and you're more or less in top deck mode, and I think we got him. So yeah, there we can really see just how good Strategic Betrayal can be with Exile in the graveyard. They did hit us with a pretty decent Raise the Past. I mean, they got back 3 of the creatures that all replace themselves with tokens. But, I mean, yeah, opponent could literally do nothing to us. They drained us a little bit with the Vengeful Blood Witch, but, I mean, all this damage really just comes from ourselves, from Cecil pumping in, punching in. Timeline Culler. I don't think we warped him out. Anyways, GG. Another really quick game, but a really good game. Beat a, honestly, kind of meta deck. The Sephiroth Sacrifice deck is a really good deck, so GG. Hey there, neighbor, and welcome to the post-game wrap. And, man, those were some really, really quick games today. And, honestly, this deck feels really, really powerful, especially when you can go first. I looked up my win rate. Going first, we're at an 80% win rate on the draw, and I think it's a 57% win rate on the play. Overall, we're 9-3, so yeah, this deck really, really good. I like this version that I built, and honestly, low-key, I love this Dark Knight Greatsword and this mono black aggro package when you're trying to flip Cecil as quickly as possible, and also when you're just trying to aggro down the opponents as quickly as possible. Being able to just pay 3 life the turn that it comes in and equip it to another creature is really nice, because again, it creates the 1/1 token and equips itself to that, and then you can move the Dark Knight Greatsword to another one of the creatures that we control. We still get to keep the 1/1 token, so if we want to equip the Dark Knight Greatsword later on, we can do that. The removal package that we have, Bitter Triumph, being able to pay 3 life and then destroy any creature or planeswalker is really nice, because again, we do not really care about our life total really at all, and we kind of want to try and get it down or as close to 10 as possible, so that when we do attack with Cecil, and again, he doesn't even need to do direct damage to the opponent, it just says whenever Cecil deals damage. So if they put a blocker in front and Cecil survives and we're down to 10 life, because we still would lose 2 life for that, Then we do get to flip Cecil into the Redeemed Paladin, who's really, really good whenever he attacks. All of our other creatures gain indestructible. He is a 4/4 with lifelink then. The Acolyte, 4 mana is a little bit expensive, but the extra card draw and losing 1 life whenever we attack and deal damage is really nice. He has lifelink himself. The Qarsi Revenant with lifelink, flying, and death touch, really, really good as well. And if this guy dies, you can just renew him from the graveyard for 3 mana. You get to put all those counters, so flying, death touch, and lifelink, on another creature we control. Being able to put it on the Sunset Saboteur would be really nice, because then we have a 4/1 menace flying lifelinking creature. It's really, really nice. And honestly, his little bit of a downside to this card is putting a 1/1 counter on the creature that the opponents control. But again, since he has menace, usually 4 toughness is quite enough to take out 2 creatures, especially if it's early game. And I mean, if you equip the Dark Knight Greatsword to him, then he is a 7/1 creature, 7 power, can take out usually a lot of creatures if they choose to double block. Timeline Culler, being able to warp this guy out by paying 2 life, and again, we don't mind paying 2 life, is really nice. And when this guy dies, we can warp him out from the graveyard by paying the warp cost. So again, 1 black and 2 life is really, really nice. This guy reminds me so much of the Tenacious Underdog. I think I mentioned it in the deck intro. Tragic Trajectory, it being at sorcery speed is a little bit feels bad sometimes. I think there's another removal card called like Depressure, I think, if we say that. Yeah, Depressurize. That one is at instant speed. It does cost 2 mana though. But yeah, target creature gets -3, -0 until the end of the turn. And if that creature's power goes down to 0, then you get to destroy it. I have actually really liked Depressurize. I played it in a few other decks, I believe. Been testing it as well. So I could see you replacing that one. But again, from 1 mana up to 2 mana, that is literally double the cost. So I think for right now, Tragic Trajectory can stay. Bitter Triumph, we've been over it really good. Strategic Betrayal, I think we saw against the Sephiroth Sacrifice deck, they did hit us with 1 Raise the Past. Luckily, they didn't have too many creatures. Too many powerful creatures, at least in the graveyard. But yeah, just being able to exile the entire graveyard, really, really nice. And then Archenemy Charm, card art looks really, really sick for this one. And then for 3 mana, instant speed, you can choose one of the modes right there, either being exile a creature or planeswalker, return 2 target creatures from the graveyard to our hand, or put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature we control, and it gains lifelink until the end of the turn. That is also really nice. So really, really nice versatility with the Archenemy Charm. And I think we've been over all the creatures. Dark Confidant for some card draw. And again, you lose life equal to the mana value of the card that you do draw. So if you draw Archenemy Charm, you lose 3 life. If you draw the Acolyte, you will lose 4 life, which is quite a bit. I think a decent amount of the time, though, you can find a land with Dark Confidant, and then you don't lose any life. So he also fits really, really well in this mono-black aggro deck that we have. Because, again, guys, we really don't mind having our life total be drained down. I want to say in all the games we play, I played some last night. I think that's where I got the majority of the games. It's a new day today. I played a few more. I want to say in all the games that we played, our life total got so low from just us paying 3 life to equip the Dark Knight Greatsword, or drawing an extra card with Dark Confidant, or Cecil punching in and us losing 2 life each time. So yeah, the 3 games I lost, one of them was against another mono black. They were running the Unholy Annex package, went a little bit into the late game, and they had Unholy Annex and a demon on the battlefield. They eventually found the Bloodletter of Aclazotz as well, so they were able to drain us out. And of course, the Unholy Annex draws them a card each turn. I played another kind of aggro creature deck, and I forgot the 3rd game we lost. I'll include it because the opponent went first, and I think we got them down to 1 HP. They hit us with a really cool combo, so I'll definitely include that game as well. That was the one from last night as well. So yeah, overall, 9-3 record with this deck. It feels really good. It's really strong. I like the version that I crafted right now. So if you guys do craft it, I think you'll find a decent amount of success with it as well. But yeah, I've been yapping long enough. If you guys made it this far into the video, hit me up with a subscribe, helps a lot. Thumbs up, drop a comment down below of any decks that you would like to see. Any decks that you would like to see me play, any cards that you would like to see me play. And guys, I'm just going to end it like I always end it. I love you guys. Peace out.